Today I'm going to review this Keemun tea from Chiswick, and it says origin Anhui province, China, and brewing times 3 minutes with a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of tea leaves per 250 milliliters. I am not going to follow this because I don't want to brew it for 3 minutes. I want to do it Kung Fu style. But the water temperature between 90 to 100 degrees, that sounds reasonable. And it has some instructions at the back apart from the brewing times. It says best served without milk, and it has complex flavors, more complex flavors than other black teas. I have tested this tea before, so this is my second test which I'm recording. I pre-tested because I wanted to note down what I can sense, what I can feel, so when I'm recording it, it's a little bit quicker. So the leaves themselves, they are, I don't know if you can see it somewhere here, they are quite small and broken. There you go. So they are quite small bits of leaves. Some of them are nice and big, but also they are just broken bits. It has a nice smell though, the dry leaves. But I was a bit disappointed with the taste. But maybe now, as it's been here for a while, sitting here with me for a while, might be changed a little bit, maybe not, but we shall see. I warm up my teapot quickly. There we go. I can smell fruity notes. And more like a bit peachy, cherry side, bit floral, and a lot of woody notes going on as well. Let's see how does it smell after I put it into this teapot. Once again, this is a Keemun black tea. I got this from Amazon. It was very cheap, but I thought I would just give it a go, because you never know, you might find some hidden gems. You never know. Smells like bit like raisins, bit like red wine. It definitely smells nice. I can't say it's not. Let's rinse this tea quickly. Put this phone away, just in case. Oh, made a mess. Hey. And as I said in the previous video, if I tap it on the top, it should stop the tea flowing. And look, it's not flowing. I let it go and it goes. But this is just the rinse water. Might have kept the water in a bit too much. Let's clear up the mess. Let's smell the wet leaves. Blow the steam away. Once again, that cherry, raisins, red wineish notes, they all come through. It is not too bad actually, considering the price. But let's just make a brew now. I'll probably go like 25-ish seconds each brew. And let's make sure that this sits nicely. I wasn't counting, to be honest with you, but I think maybe it's time. Let's pour it out. I'll take this out. Let's have a look at the color. The color is dark, deep copper, like maybe more like reddish. I can't really show it to you because my camera is hooked up to a power bank, because it just doesn't want to hold the charge anymore. So the liquor looks rather nice. Dark copper, orangey, reddish notes going through. It looks really nice. Let's see the taste. I don't have my big tea tray out with the tea pads at the moment because when I first tested this tea, I was impressed with the smell, with the, well, not with the looks, but with the smell of the leaves, but not with the taste of the liquor. I found it surprisingly harsh for some reason. This is why I didn't think I should go full out. I did only 2 brews with it, 2 infusions, and let's see if anything has changed. Approximately 2 weeks have been passed since I had this tea. Let's give it a go. So I would say the texture is medium-ish. What is surprising is that harshness that I have tasted before. It's not all gone, but it's dialed down, maybe as the tea was resting, or I am not really sure why. But it's not as harsh. Maybe I have done something differently this time. But in the finish, that strong, like minerality or harshness, just dryness, stays in the back of your palate. With this, I'm trying to make some space so you can kind of see the liquor as I pour it out. But what was surprising just now, I don't have my tea towel here. But what was surprising, that these red wine notes, they came through on the taste very easily, very nicely. But what bothers me, that kind of little bit of a harshness. It's something lingering dryness going on, and that really bothers me. Maybe it's that this tea doesn't complement this teapot, or the other way around, and this clay brings out some sort of dryness out of the tea. I don't know, maybe somebody else would like this tea perfectly. I'm not saying this is a bad tea, but as it stands, it's not something I would drink from this teapot. And at the moment, as you probably know if you have watched my previous video, I'm trying to find something that matches this clay, so I can use 2 or 3 teas solely just with this clay. So it's kind of like, and there is something very special and goes on. I take this clay out, I take that specialty out, and the two together would match perfectly, and you would have a nice cup of tea with your friends. That's the plan. And I don't think this tea would be the one, but maybe it was the temperature. Maybe the temperature was too high last time. Oops. Since this kettle is sitting down here on the floor at the moment, it might cool down a little bit, and we shall see if that makes any change. Probably it will, but in what direction? That's the question. Apart from that, I do like the label design. It's really nice. However, what I would wish from Chiswick tea, that they would include in the brewing notes the Kung Fu brewing guide as well, not just Western one, because I'm pretty sure that if you just brew this tea once for 3 minutes, you will just completely ruin it. And you would get more harshness out of it, and it just wouldn't taste the same. There are plenty of videos online. What's the difference between Kung Fu and Western style brewing? Feel free to watch those. I'm not going into the details. Let's see. How does the taste changes? How does the taste change if you leave the water cool down a little bit and with the second brew? And this is the thing. With the second brew, immediately that red wine notes, those red wine notes, they're just gone. They are gone. All it's left is lingering floral notes and the harshness of black tea. When you overbrew black tea, when you just get, when you have the PG tips tea, and you brew it for way too long, or you do a double bagger tea, and you have that kind of harsh dryness that British people solve it with milk, pretty much. So for this reason, with Gong Fu style brewing, I would not brew this more than 2, maybe 3 times, just because of this reason. Because all it's left now, it's that dry, typical black tea taste. The color is still deep and really deep dark color. It's nice, but even the smell is not too bad. But I wouldn't brew this more than 2 times. Maybe if you follow these guidelines, maybe you have a better experience. Brew it once for 3 minutes, but that's not what I am into, and therefore this is not my cup of tea. If this is your cup of tea, feel free to enjoy it, but I don't think that I will buy this in the future for myself. I don't want to say that this is a bad tea. I'm not saying it's a bad tea. As I said, it has a really nice smell, and the first cups, the first brew was okay, it was nice. As I said, now in the second brew, and it's and it's just not for me really. However, with the water temperature, I can see that there's a little bit of an improvement. If you don't let it boil, don't even go as far as off the boil. Just try to go like 90 degrees water. When you hear the kettle as it starts to warm up the water, just before it boils, it goes that deep notes. All of a sudden it just goes like woo. When it dials down, that's when I would think is around like 90 degrees, because as it goes down, the volume of the noise of the water goes down just before it starts boiling. It's there. Look for that kind of water temperature. If you have obviously some sort of device that you can measure the water temperature, yeah, but definitely go the lower 90 degrees water, because then you will get less harshness out of the leaves. Pretty much you won't burn them. Really, I made a mess. Quite a big mess. Ah dear. And I'm not even tea drunk. Do you know what? Let's see. This kettle still sitting on the floor. I don't know how much it has cooled down, but you know what? Just for the sake of it, do a third brew. Do a third brew. Do a little bit of longer brew, and let's see what happens. I'm still going to try to clean this up. really didn't mean to make a mess. Still need to get used to this, making videos, uploading them to YouTube. It's not as easy as it looks. You have to think about what you are going to say, then you record it, then you realize that it's crap, so you have to record it again and again. But let's see. I have brewed it. Once again, didn't count the seconds this time, but approximately I think we are around 30, 40, maybe 50 seconds now. Let's see what happens. Let's see how a longer brew changes the tea. Definitely lighter in color in the third brew. As I pour it out. Yeah, even here, same tones, same hues in the color, but just half the depth. It's not as deep as before. Let's see how does it taste third brew. Okay. So that might have been the problem the first time. Might have used way too hot water, because as the water cooled down now a little bit more, it's not as harsh as in the second brew. So definitely use the lower 90 degrees water. Even try and experiment with 85-ish, 85 plus. Let's put it that way. Between 85 and 95 degrees water. Definitely don't go higher than 95 degrees water, because it looks like that these leaves don't really complement the really high temperatures, because pretty much you just burn them and you pretty much get harshness out of it and get that harsh taste. Yeah, the basic, as I said, the floral notes and those sorts, they are really dialed down by this time. So what I would say, if you decide to do Kung Fu brewing, temperature wise, yep, the 85 plus, and yeah. So yeah, as I said, if you are doing Kung Fu brewing, use the 85 plus degrees water. Time wise, I would say 30 seconds first brew, maybe go lower, 25 seconds first brew, add 5 seconds to each brew, and experiment. I probably wouldn't go further than third brew. Obviously, if you raise the temperature of the water, you will get less brew out of this tea. But I think this is what it has: 2-3 brews in this tea. So for the price, it's not bad. But as I said, this is not going to be my cup of tea in the future, solely because I'm looking for something that complements this clay, and this tea doesn't seem to do that. But anyway, that is it for today. I hope it was quite an informative guide for you. Please feel free to try this tea, experiment with it. If you like it, good, keep drinking it. If you don't, well then try and get some other teas. It's all up to you. You will have to find the one that you like the most, really. I'm really glad that I could try this tea, because I really didn't know what to expect. As I said, this is quite a cheap tea, and I was expecting something absolutely terrible, which tea is not. This is not terrible tea, but you have to experiment with it. As I said, use a bit lower temperatures. Regarding the quantity, I would go like 4 gramish per 100 ml if you do Kung Fu style. If you do Western brewing, just follow the guidance at the back. Try both. Why not? I haven't tried Western brewing because it's not my thing. Maybe it is yours. Just give it a go. One little guidance is, if you have a pot like this with a filter, don't put the tea leaves in this filter and then brew it, because the leaves will be stuck around the edge and block the hose. So the tea leaves in the middle, they brew, but they can't really go through, you see. They will be just all blocking up in this thing. So probably the best is if you get a pot like this and then you filter the tea through. Otherwise the tea leaves will be just blocking all of these holes on the side, and you just won't really be able to get the tea out of it. It just won't be as good. And obviously brewing in a metal filter thing would probably affect the taste as well. That is my opinion. Once again, thanks for watching, and we will go on and well, I will go on and experiment more with the other teas that I have got for this experiment, to find the best tea for me for this clay. And I will go on creating videos as I go on with the experiments, and I will keep uploading them. How many teas do I have for this purpose? Probably like 6-7 different kinds, and yeah, I will keep uploading them. Hopefully you guys will watch them and you will enjoy them. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.